Hello everybody. It's going to be hot today in Modesto. 112 degrees. That's hot. Just wanted to give you an update on my garden. Haven't done anything video wise about my garden for this summer. It's looking pretty good. The garden's gonna love the heat though. All the peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, they all love the heat. So what you see now, it's probably gonna grow a lot this week. I was fortunate. I didn't have to go out and buy a whole lot of plants. A lot of my plants lasted through the winter. Swiss chard lasted through the winter. My peppers lasted through the winter. My serrano lasted through the winter. And the Jimmy pepper lasted through the winter. Look at my tree. Look how it's grown. Just got to get it in the ground. The ground's so hard right now. Well, I've never had this happen before, but I didn't have to plant squash. It just came up on its own. Zucchini. I ended up separating it because it all came up in this pot. Didn't plant a seed, nothing. So whatever was in there last summer germinated itself. But that was a lot of plants in one container, and I still got too many in there, but it's too hot to transplant them over. I got these transplanted. I've got a couple over in the other garden areas, trying to see if I can save them. They didn't look too good, but they might come around. They're pretty hardy plants. Here's the rest of my garden. These came up again. I didn't have to plant them. These peppers stayed over the winter. You can kind of tell because it almost looks like a tree. These stayed over the winter. These are my shishito peppers. Here's some more kale that stayed over the winter. Did have to buy tomatoes though. They don't last. The kale, this stayed over the winter. It was great. Didn't have to buy any of it. Saved us money this year. Some of my herbs even stayed. This came up over the winter. I'm trying to remember what it is though. That's my problem. I think nothing's gonna come up and I pull out all the tags. It's not a basil, I don't think. Something else though, unless it might be a basil, but I don't know. Basil does really good keeping the bugs away from all my bell peppers and my tomatoes. They like to munch on it instead, and it grows really well, so I don't have to worry about it taking too much of the plant. Got some strawberries coming up. Now, here's kale, or not kale, Swiss chard that lasted all winter. And look at it, look how high it is. My cherry tomatoes lasted all winter too. I do have luck with the cherry tomatoes lasting through the winter. They always come up the next year. And these are new bell peppers coming. And then this pepper also lasted through the winter. It's like a tree. But then that's good. It saves room down below for other plants. Yep, so that's my garden. It's my succulents. They're coming along real well. They like the heat. I love the color when they're in the sun. They change. Look at this one. This is my sister-in-law's. I'm taking care of her plants. Look at what the sun did. It's beautiful. Puts a little color on it. This one got a little color. I took it out of the sun though for a little while. Look at that. Beautiful. And then I made this area. These are hand-painted pots that my Aunt Wanda and my Grandma Wheeler painted. It was my Aunt Wanda's business. There's self-watering planters. I got a few chili pepper ones in the kitchen. These are out in my garden right now. I gotta find something to put in. I usually put African violets, but I think they're not outside plants. I don't know. I don't know a lot about flowers. Oh, and a great, I probably said this before, but look, very cheap way to get flowers for the bees to come and pollinate is radishes. They grow real quick. And look at all the seed I'm gonna get. See how these have dried out? These are gonna be opened up for seed, and then I just replant them and they grow real quick again. But I get all these flowers on here. And the bees love them. They don't take up a lot of space. See, it all comes from this one bulb. Although it's not a bulb, it's a seed, but you know what I mean, the root area. Look at that. Getting some cucumbers. Okay, for all those gardeners out there, what is this? It could be just a weed, but it just started growing out of my pot, so it's something that flew in. I was hoping it might be like a sunflower or something, but I'm not real sure. It's pretty on top right here. But anyways, if you know what it is, let me know. Well, I'm gonna sign off. It's getting hot. I gotta cover up some of these plants. See you next time.